Alrighty then. Behind the Wall is back. I know, this episode in particular, it is so many weeks late. I don't care. Let's get this over with. Welcome to Driver Review, a rebranded version of Afterthoughts. So basically the reason that I rebranded was because I wasn't really focused on talking about the races anymore. I was simply talking about the drivers and how they performed. So I ultimately made the decision to change this to Driver Review instead of, race Afterthoughts. Anyway, I have a million things to talk about, so let's get started. I'm honestly not surprised by Jeffrey Earnhardt's performance this weekend, but at the same time, I think that he's above premium motorsports equipment. I think that Earnhardt has at least untapped potential. I'll say that. But wasting it at premium motorsports isn't going to make him any less sought after by some of the better teams in the garage. Is my war on Ty Majeski ever going to end? He crashed twice and ended the race under caution. Honestly, I'm done with you, Majeski. Just get out. Go. NY Racing finished exactly where I thought they would. Towards the rear of the field. I'm not surprised by that. I don't think I ever will be with this team. Another bad run for Alex Labay. He finished 34th following a crash, and now he's falling further away from the playoff scene. Talk about doing worse than how you started. Joey Logano started second, led 12 laps, and then finished 22nd a lap down. Ouch. I'm very surprised with how Matt Benedetto performed this weekend. But then again, Charlotte has never been his best track to begin with, so I'll give him a semi-pass. This is Tyler Reddick's second 23rd place finish of the year. And he started 4th. Must have had a pit road issue. Ryan Reed finished poorly on Saturday. And I mean he finished pretty poorly compared to his normal results. Doesn't help that he started last anyway. Just a bad weekend for Reed in general. I am really disappointed with William Byron. He finished 39th after getting loose off of Alex Bowman and hitting the wall. What a way to end your first Coke 600. James Widener made a horrible mistake by keeping Dylan Lupton instead of Kaz Gralla. That was justified because Lupton crashed and finished 33rd while Gralla had a very pleasant day. James Widener, you are an idiot. Coming off of a surprise win last year in the Coke 600, you would think that Austin Dillon would finish decently, right? You couldn't be more wrong. He crashed early because of a deflating tire and had to settle for 34th following extensive repairs. Definitely not the follow-up race to your first career win that you would have wanted. Justin Allgaier completely screwed up when he had that crash with Jamie McMurray. Allgaier was having a good day and then this crash ruined his chance at a win. I wouldn't even be talking about Christopher Bell today, but he had to go on ahead and be penalized because it was way too high above the pavement. You have got to be kidding me. Thanks a lot, Joe Gibbs. You probably just screwed Bell for the remainder of the season, even though he already has a victory. Coming off of 3 straight wins, this weekend was honestly not one of Harvick's best, if we're being completely honest. He started 39th after missing qualifying completely. He did make his way towards the front of the field and appeared to be the driver to beat again, but he blew a tire towards the end of stage 1 and had to settle for his first last place finish in his entire Cup career. So this weekend was definitely one that I think Harvick would like to forget. Ryan Blaney was doing so well and then his engine had to expire on him. I think that Jeremy Bullins made the right call, to be honest. If they were going to have an engine expired, then they made the right call by letting it run. If they had taken the time to go down pit road or even to the garage area and investigate the problem, they would have gone many laps down just to come back on the track and ride it out for whatever place they would get. So while I think that Jeremy Bullins made the right call by riding it out, it was still a bad finish for Blaney, who should have been able to contend for the win. I'm still surprised that GMS decided that Johnny Sauter wasn't good enough to run the 23 until Spencer Gallagher returned, because they replaced him and signed on Chase Elliott for 5 races. But Chase Elliott did absolutely horrible this weekend by having a transmission break and finishing 37th. Are you guys sure you made the right decision? Also, the Hooters car. Why? I understand you guys are advertising the pageant and all that, but there are children in the stands. Do you guys literally have to place a model in a bikini on the back of your car? Just, what the I'm not really surprised by Brandon Hightower's finishing his first start with JP Motorsports, but at the same time, it's hard to deny this is definitely an improvement over his usual results. But I think the team should definitely have stuck with Stephen Light. Not very surprised with Parker Kligerman's finish this weekend since he hasn't touched a cup car in a while, and Gaunt Brothers Racing isn't really one of the strongest teams out there, but comparing it to Gaunt Brothers non-restrictor plate finishes with Kennington, this is definitely an improvement. I think that Gaunt Brothers should really consider partnering with Kligerman more in the future. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski for winning the Oscar 300 at Charlotte in the Xfinity Series. Nothing to see here, just another bushwhacker. Coca-Cola 600, won by Kyle Busch, was absolutely dominated by him, but it's hard to deny the significance of that win. He's now won at every active track. I mean, how many drivers can say they won at every track? Not Jeff Gordon, because he didn't win at Kentucky. Jimmy Johnson has 4 tracks that he has to cross us off of his win list. Some drivers have, 6 tracks? 7, 8, 9? Half. There are some guys who aren't even close to that number. So, I think this is a pretty big accomplishment for Kyle Busch, and I can't deny that. Please note, I cannot find an image of the car that Ray Black Jr. drove in the Oscar 300 at Charlotte 6 weeks ago. So you guys are just going to have to settle with this, one of his old cars. Ray Black Jr. finished 19th this weekend. Pretty impressive since most of his results are either pretty terrible or average. Jamie McMurray had great speed this weekend, and it shows because he got a 6th place finish in front of his teammates. Answer this. How often does James McMurray finish in front of Kyle Larson without hope for mechanical failures or wrecks? Jimmy Johnson also had great speed this weekend. He was able to run in the top 5 for a solid amount of time. I think this is a sign that the Hendrick we all know and love is coming back. Casey Kane also had speed, but it was amazing the amount of speed he had. I think a great dark horse pick for whenever we come back to Charlotte would be Casey Kane. I look forward to watching Kane when we come back in the fall. Except it will be a Roval by then. I'm sure I'll be fine. Easily the standout driver for this week is Kaz Gralla. How about this? Joining a team that has never run a race in their entire existence. And bringing home a top 10 in that team's very first race. And also your very first race in a team with new equipment that has never been tested. Aside from a few practice sessions and qualifying. You don't know how they'll compete in a race. Just amazing. I think this is the beginning of the untapped potential for Kaz Gralla. But first off, the elephant in the room. Fury Race Cars. A team who has been building cars, engines, all sorts of parts for God knows when, starts a team to field Kaz Gralla after James Weiner unceremoniously dumped him because of sponsorship. The fact that Gralla was able to bring them home a top 10 in equipment that had never run before is amazing. Just amazing. James Weiner, I don't know what went through your thought process. Either you keep Dylan Lupton and you kick out Kaz Gralla. Yeah, you have 3 options here. You kick out Dylan Lupton, keep the Fatal Clothing sponsorship, and move Gralla over to the 28. Second option, bring back Dakota Armstrong, get the Winfield sponsorship. Or, third option, kick out Gralla, keep Dylan Lupton because of sponsorship money. You obviously went with the third option. Honestly, just pure idiocy. Idiocy, I don't even know. I am so glad that Gralla is putting all of our dreads to shame, to rest. Shame to rest. Honestly, just a big step in the right direction for Gralla's career. If it wasn't for Austin Cindric just crashing him out and saying that, oh, it was, I needed to win. Honestly, Cindric, you are a moron. This, I think, is the beginning of, we're going to see Cass grow a whole lot differently. So, I look forward to seeing Grawler for the remainder of his career, if he even makes it to the Cup Series. If Cedric makes it to the Cup Series before Grawler does, then we all know something is wrong. But yeah, congrats to you, Grawler. Congrats to you, man.